Hello, my loves. How you doing? I've got Quarantina here with me today. She's modelling. So, today's nails were inspired by two people, actually. The original creator did these with gel, and her name is Liana Starbuck, or Lerner Starbuck, I don't know. She's polished by Starbuck on Instagram. And then my friend Lottie Clark did a acrylic version, and I was like, ooh. So I thought I would show you guys how it's done, because it was a really popular design. And I thought I'd break it down, show you how it's done. Super easy. So I've got Quarantina here. What I've put on her, because this is one of those hands where the tips stick on rather than slide up. So I've actually put on the Flexi tips from Glitter Planet. They come in all like shapes and sizes. So I've just stuck that on, and then I'm just trimming it with my Glitter Planet scissors. I'll put all the links in the description box, and I have a discount code for Glitter Planet as well, which you're welcome to use. And then I'm just taking a steel file with a 180 grit, and I'm just super shaping them now. I'll be honest, I don't really like a super tight coffin nail, but I know people do. So I thought I'd do it. Because some people really, really love this look. And it's not all about what I like and what I want. So I thought I'd do more of a kind of tight coffin or ballerina tip. It does more look like a ballerina, to be fair, because ballerina points, you know, they go in, don't they? The block shoes. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm just shaping this up with my little file. I have a little filey doovery, what's it? And then we'll get on with acrylic application. Acrylic wise, this is a super easy design, but I'm going to run through the application with you, because if you're just starting out in nails, you might find this helpful. So I'm using Perfect Pink from Nailmate, and the Nailmate's premium adhesive monomer. I'm using a size 10 brush, and I'm just going to place this bead sort of just over halfway, because it's the pinky, and I'm just going to let it polymerize and work it down the nail. I'm not rushing, as you can see. I'm just working with the product. It was cold actually, so the product took a bit longer to polymerize, but that's okay. Just work with it. Normally I'd have the room, if it was a client, I'd make sure my space was up to temperature before I dealt with, you know, product and stuff. And the acrylic does it all for you, really. It's a self-leveling smooth system, so there's not really a lot to do. Going in with my cuticle bead, and I'm going to tuck those corners in and use the tip of my brush to tuck it in at the cuticle, and then blend it down. Tuck it in, tip to tuck, middle to move. So using the middle of my brush to move that product throughout the nail and blend it down. So it's quite simple. Don't worry if it looks a bit like lumpy bumpy or whatever. Because this system sets a little bit slower, you do get a bit of play time to sort of smooth it out. And it doesn't make your work slower, because I do a full set of acrylics now. I book out an hour and a half, but I'm normally done in just over an hour. So, and that's kind of like, I don't know, your standard salon nails, glitter fades, ombres, whatever. That kind of thing. So just add in a little bit more, and then we're on to the next finger. Same thing again, placing that bead down. I'm not working really wet, I'm working medium, not too dry, not too wet. And one of the kids came in, they interrupted me, so I was chatting. But again, it doesn't matter, because there's plenty of time on this bead. And I'm just going to walk it down the nail. I'm using the middle. You see, I'm using the middle of my brush to move it, not the tip. If you use the tip, you're going to scoop. And if you use the base of the brush, you're going to just splat it. So if you use the middle, you've got a bit more stiffness within the brush to shift the product, but without aggressively moving it. I don't use a lot of force. I work with gravity, and I work with the product. Once you get to know the system you choose to use, it'll be all right. And I have this so often with students. They come to me and they're like, it's me, I'm terrible, I can't work with acrylic. it's my fault, and it turns out that the particular system they've chosen maybe has a setting speed that doesn't suit their working, or maybe they're working too dry or too wet. And once you adjust your bead ratio or change systems if the system is drying too quickly for you, the difference is huge. It's not to do with your ability, it's just to do with matching the product for your needs, because not everyone's the same. Do you know what I mean? We're all a bit different in the way we work. Different things suit different people. So same again, place the bead on, tip to tuck, so I'm tucking that edge in just so I don't have a huge step up, and then middle of the brush to move. I'll let you watch the last two because you kind of get the gist of it now. So I went off and made a cup of tea while they were setting up because it was freezing in my room. And now I'm going to file. So I'm just going to take the 180 grit. I'm using my Valentino dust collector because I have severe dust allergies. Like, oh my God, I get really poorly. So it's not worth it. It's snot worth it. I'm so funny. And then I switched to my Canva Light file to do the cuticle and the body of the nail. I just like it this way. You don't have to do this. It's up to you. We all have a personal preference. I'm trying to hold my file differently, but I keep reverting back to the old way. But where I've got like hypermobility in my thumbs, I actually hurt them by filing this way. So I'm trying to shift it up. I'll see if I can remember to do it in my next video and show you the different way of holding the file, but I keep forgetting to do it. It's really annoying. Anyways, That's what I'm doing. I roll the nail. I do this with clients as well. I roll the finger left to right as I'm filing to get it even across the nail. And then quite often you'll see me turn my file like this and just go top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. And it'll be super cool and easy. And then it just levels out your nail. And then I'm just going to wipe over with isopropyl alcohol, get rid of all the dust, and we'll get into the design section. So I'm going in with gel polish, and I am just going to apply a kind of bit at the end. It doesn't have to be even. In fact, if it's a little bit off, then it looks better. Whack it in the lamp for 30 seconds, go in again, apply another layer. And just, yeah, don't make it too linear and too uniformed would be my tip for this. Then I am going to apply top coat before I go in with any more design work, because if we're using stamping plates and if you are stamping and you don't like the result, if you've got a glossy top coat there, then it means it's really, really easy to wipe it off. So top tip, top coat before you stamp. Yes. And then we're going to go in and do the little gel smudges on the other nails. So I'll let you watch this. Okie dokie, so they've had their top coat, they've been cured. This is the first stamping plate I'm using. It's from Dixie Plates and it's Lerner's Perfect Prints, and I think I was choosing between these two at the end and I went for the one at the far end. It's kind of like a cow print. I like it. And I'm just using some of this stamping polish I got ages ago from, I think it was like Born Pretty. I'm sure it was Born Pretty. And look at my new stamper. Oh my God, it's from Glitter Planet. It's the cutest. It's actually got 2 stamping bits in it, so you can swap them out. But it's super clear and really big. It picks up the whole design beautifully. And I was well impressed. I love it. And then I'm going to smoosh it on. And then I was like, oh, look, I forgot to take that bit off first. Not a problem. I got my micro swab, put it in a bit of isopropyl alcohol or prep spray and just slide off the bits you don't want. And that's how you can kind of tailor make a design to suit your needs. Do you see what I mean? Makes it really easy to just take a bit off where you don't want it, change it a little bit. Super duper easy. Right, on to the next now, and I'm going with a different plate. This is the Dixie plate animal print, and I was going for like a tiger one there. So again, pick it up on my duvet, smoosh it on. There we go, beautifully. Picks up really well, that stamping, what are they called? I don't know what they're called. Anyway, the actual stamper picks up really, really well. And then I'm taking off the edges. So although it looks like I'm just rubbing any old way, I've actually got my finger and I'm pushing down on certain bits and I'm just smoothing out the edges to kind of give it a more rounded look. See what I mean? It's so easy to do, but so effective. Next, I'm going back to the first palette and I'm using this kind of feathered leopardy print, and I actually took the edges off this time with my thumb. I remembered to shape it before I put it on the nail, so I had a bit less work to do. There you go. I'll take off a little bit, just because it went a bit high up and I didn't want it all the way up there. Same principle, very, very easy to do. Thing is, these look super effective as well, but they're really quick to do in the salon. And then I'm using this, I love this kind of parallel print, I love it so much. And just look at how beautifully that picks up and transfers. Bosh! Oh, I love it. And I'm just going to take the little edge and smooth it round. And then we're going to go in with matte top coat. And I bought the Gel Bottles matte top coat because so many people recommended it to me. And I really like it. The only thing I will say is that when I've used it on a couple of people, you have to get it in for a cure quite quickly because it will bleed back a little bit. It will flow a little bit. And then it seems to be very uncomfortable under the lamp. But then I've had that with other matte top coats as well. So I don't think it's just theirs at all. But that's, you know, I just quickly whack it in for a 10-second like quick cure just to freeze it. It would look good gloss actually, but I just figured I wanted it matte top coat. And that was that. 30 seconds in the lamp and you're done. Really, really simple yet really effective design. So let me know if you try it, tag me, I'd love to see it. I will repost it on my Insta and I'll see you in my next video. Tally bye!